Hello everyone, my name is Jesse Hackinson, aka Low Mike and Rock, in kind of a naughty mood today, but I'll try to keep it as chill as possible. Today, I am going to be installing Windows XP Media Center Edition on a VM, I guess you could probably tell, just to be creative, I guess. I'm recording this on my phone because obviously it does better quality, for one. And two, I'm trying to save the camcorder battery for tonight's concert, which is Johnny Limbo and the Love Nuts. And obviously it's their farewell concert, so obviously I'll definitely want to get that on video for sure. So there you go. But anyway, enough of all that. We're going to go ahead and just deal with this. Create a new machine, custom, Workstation 12, install it later. We'll switch it to Windows XP Professional. And we'll just change this. Zoom in here for you guys if you like. There we go. Yeah, so you can definitely see it. It's on the old camera, you can't really see it as well, but it does have a good zoom setting. This is going to go up to free zoom, but then again, it does have still good quality. We're going to call it DX. Oh, wait a minute, the keyboard's not plugged. Well, it's plugged in, but it's not turned on. DX 4850. Next, one CPU, one core. That sounds good to me. We will do an auto mount here, 896 megabytes. Auto mount, we'll go with it. We'll use NAT, yes. We'll just do good old IDE. We'll just create a virtual disk. We'll store it as a single file. We'll do 32 gigs. And this one, we're actually going to save it to the files drive. That there, though, but close enough. Because that will act as an SSD. I wanted to have the speed of an SSD. So we'll just save it on that drive there. And we are going to make a few more customizations while we're at it. So, yeah. We'll virtualize Intel VTX. Not sure how that works, but oh well. We'll select an ISO image here. I think I do have it on the files drive when I got this drive reinstalled. Yep, there we go. Yeah, it's fine. No, I don't want to connect any USB devices whatsoever. We'll use the default host SIM card. We'll remove the printer. We'll go with 256 megabytes of video memory. And I think that's all we can do for the time being. I think we have to click finish before we can add an extra hard drive. So now we can go to edit. And we can go here, and you can see there is a hard drive. There is only like 39 gigs left there. I probably should delete or remove files over. I know there's a video folder there that's using a lot of space. I'll probably do that off camera sometime, but it's got enough to use the 32 gigs at the very least. And click on add, yes. Add a hard drive, IDE. Yeah, we'll create a new one, and we'll then store it as a single file and do, this time, 160. Okay, was it? Okay, why is it saying that it's going, Okay, yeah, that's where I want to do it. Okay, I guess we have to, put here, I guess, 2. I'll just put -2 there. Finish. Okay, I don't know why it didn't give a name there, but ours contained a single file. Alright, 01 I believe is what we need. I think it's just doing that because it's just set up. I think we have to click OK for it to work. You must update tools to enable 3D acceleration as virtual machine. I don't think it'll really matter. I think I tried that one time. I don't think it worked, but I think it still worked though. I think. Can't remember exactly. But yeah, I think we should be okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out now. Right there. There we go. And we'll see what we can do with this, guys. Here we go. Pull it in full screen. Obviously, it takes no time at all from an ISO image, obviously. Alright, press enter. F8. Okay, yep, there's the two partitions there. We'll start with the 32 gig partition. We'll just create it as a whole thing. Drive C, of course. Not sure why there's an 8 megabyte partition there, but oh well. And create that whole thing there. It'll be drive E, of course, because drive E is obviously the CD-ROM drive. And obviously we're going to install the OS on drive C. Makes the most logical sense with NTFS quick. A quick format, I should say. And now it's going to examine the disk. The disk, that is. And now it's going to go ahead and copy over the files now. Now it does say it's Windows XP Professional. But I believe this is Media Center Edition 2005. At least that's what the label said on the CD. But anyway, either way, I'm going to go ahead and stop here. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Yep. Alright, installation's done. We'll go ahead and reboot. Classic logo, by the way, just saying. They want to even something more classic, an exciting new look, because Windows XP Professional sports the Luna design. In my honest opinion, just saying, the Luna theme isn't too bad actually. I heard there was like some criticism when Windows XP first came out, like they thought that Luna looked kind of clownish and stuff like that. In my honest opinion, the Luna theme's not too bad, actually. I think it looks pretty cool. But I guess everyone just has their own honest opinions, I guess. I guess they're just a bunch of you-know-whats. I guess I didn't want to say the other word that we said the last time, because obviously it's a bad word. And you get the idea. But anyway, it is going to install some device stuff here. It will momentarily probably load up the language selection screen. But I think it does get hung up some point here, so I'll go ahead and stop here. We'll be right back. Alright, here we are at the regional language options screen, which I knew would come up. Which obviously I predicted would come up, but you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit for you guys, so you can see it a little bit better. This is 2.6 zoom, obviously we can see it pretty good. Obviously it sets English, US, and the US keyboard layout. That is just fine, so we'll go ahead and click next. Alright, once our full name and the company or organization makes common sense, so again, weird angle, but oh well. Jesse Hackinson without hitting my tripod of Pokemon World. Not kind of the tripod part, you get the idea. No M, no M. There we go. Yeah. Okay, didn't ask for a product key, that's nice. What will the computer name be? DX4850, but I think that is the actual computer name of this actual computer, so I think I'm going to have to call it something else. We'll call it GW DX4850 XP. See if that'll work. And even then, my phone or whatever won't be able to see it because obviously it doesn't have a bridge adapter. It doesn't work right with VMware as well as it does with VirtualBox. Automatically adjust clock. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, it's going to do the network now. It should work, I think. And yep, it did, just as I suspected. Typical settings, I think that's right. Work group, yes, it's fine. It's usually the most standard professional work group. It lags here for a second though, that's completely normal though. Never do the same thing to on VirtualBox. But anyway, there's really nothing else to see here at this point, other than the fact it's copying files and doing other magical stuff behind the scenes. But yeah, but I can at least show you when it'll start copying over the media center files. Right now it's mostly just doing like Windows XP professional related stuff, but I think at some point it should like copy over some media center stuff, which obviously will make this OS install a little bit slower. But again, that's no big deal though, it's just how it is. But yeah, there you have it. But yeah, this is actually Windows XP Professional just with the Media Center stuff attached to it. So it just makes common sense. I think this is where it's going to install the Media Center stuff here now, I think. I think this is where it does it, I believe. This Reststream Components is where it starts with the Media Center related stuff. So we'll see if it does indeed do that. It's going a little bit further, but I haven't seen anything come up though. I did see a DOS prompt though, but usually there is like stuff that usually comes up to let you know it's doing it though. It might do it after the out-of-box experience, I forget though. I forget when it does it though. It might be after the out-of-box experience, but I forget when it does it though. I think it was during the setup though, but I can't remember though. But I just want to show it to you on camera at the very least. But yeah, of what it looks like here. I think I have shown it to you guys before, but I can't remember though. It might just be doing it in the background, I don't know. I mean, I've been recording for 4 minutes, so I'm not really sure if it is going to show it. But keep in mind though, this is coming off of the hard drive, and this is a little bit of a slow, it is a big, okay, there we go, it's installing Media Center. Yeah, see, this is what it does. It'll show a little line in the thing there where it'll say it's installing components or whatever. It does do it here where it's registering components. So yeah, this is what I was referring to. It installs like a bunch of Media Center related stuff, and it's basically just Windows XP Professional with Media Center attached to it. So there you go. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finally stop here, guys, and I'll see you on the other side. We'll get to the out-of-box experience. How about that? Yep. Alright, we're back, guys. Sorry it's not focusing. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, it's trying to focus now. That's good. Maybe I will have to zoom in, but I'm going to have to click OK, though, so let me try that. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You can at least see the logo at the very least. My phone, for some reason, will focus at weird points, but excuse me. Oh well. It didn't take as long as I had suspected. It was a little bit quicker. At least it made it before the enjoying using Windows XP billboards. That was nice. So it did take a little bit quicker than I had suspected, but oh well. But I think this is only Service Pack 3 now. It doesn't include Service Pack 4 unofficial. I think if we had Service Pack 4 attached to it, it may have been a little bit slower, unfortunately. But I think this only has Service Pack 3, thankfully, so it doesn't have any of that on there. Also, Service Pack 4 tends to be pretty buggy in my personal opinion. It's part of the reason why I don't use it. Sorry, damn Windows XP music's so low. From what I've heard though, it's kind of getting out. Yeah. Anyway, it says purchasing Microsoft Windows XP. Yep, we know. We'll turn on automatic updates. Yada yada yada. Okay, this is where it's gonna check the network, obviously. Hopefully it does detect. If it does, I'll just... Okay, there we go. It's just be a little bit slow. Remember, I think it did the same thing on VirtualBox. No, we don't want to register with Microsoft. There's no point in 2025, dummies. Especially considering that Satya Nadella is the CEO. I just made fun of his name. I'm sorry. Anyway, I put my name in there. And we'll click Finito. My apologies if the music was very unhearable. We might play it later. We'll see though. So I do know where Windows, ironically enough, keeps it. Don't tell Microsoft though. Oh boy. But anyway, here is the Media Center Edition desktop with the Royale theme, of course. Recommendations. Order it myself. It's Know Your Business, Microsoft. There we go. Alright, now we're going to have to install some drivers. And in VMware's case, it is called the VMware tools. Now, it did say it had to be updated, but we're just going to install it anyway. I don't know like how well this will work or not. It should just run automatically, I believe. I did see a background. Yep, there we go. Okay, now it's running. Like I said, even the VMware update would not work anyway, because this is older version of VMware I'm using. Because newer versions don't work with Windows 7 anyway, and I don't really intend to use newer versions on this computer anyway, because they don't really work well, let's just face it. And they don't even work well with, because I mean, only like OSs you can probably run on the Broadcom versions of VMware or Windows 10 and 11. And obviously, Windows 10 is going to be out of support in 2 months. And Windows 11 cannot run on this computer at all without using patches or whatever. So, there's just no... That's why I said there's just no point in me installing Linux on here, because obviously Linux won't let you install older software, even through a VM. Because and also... Like I said, I tried using VirtualBox one time on Linux, and it was absolutely terrible. Whereas using it on Windows works perfectly fine. So I don't know why it would be terrible on Linux when it worked just fine on competing OS. It's just so hilarious. But yeah, there you go. So my advice is I would not really recommend Linux. I know it's going to give out some elitism, but I think Linux would be more appropriate for like developing like programs and stuff like that. But if you're just like a casual Joe user or whatever, I would just recommend using Windows. Okay, I don't know why that came up, but we will restart. Sound appears to be just fine. Sometimes it'll get garbled up sometimes, but thankfully it didn't do that. Probably change it back to 1 zoom, or at least 1.2 zoom, I don't know, we'll see. Whatever zoom is appropriate enough to look appropriate for this. I mean, you can see most of the display, but I do want at least... Yeah, I'll try that. I guess that'll work okay for now. Apologies if it's such a mess. It's not too bad. You can't see the bottom though. Don't get me started on that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and auto range there. And settings, this is the highest it can go up to, is 1440 by 900, the monitor it's hooked up to. It can technically still go up higher, but I'm not going to bother with that because obviously it's not worth it. We'll go ahead. Here's the screensaver. It's just the default one. Just Windows. Yep, Media Center Edition. I'll go ahead and turn it off if it'll let me. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and run DXDiag to see if the 3D capability is enabled. I know I could have just turned on 3D flower box to see, but I don't want it to be a dead giveaway. I just want to see it here. No. That's just if you want to like check for for digital signatures. I don't want to do that right now. They don't work. Okay, 896 megabytes of RAM. I know it's odd, but whatever. It's got DirectX 9.0 C. I think that's the last version for Windows XP, unfortunately. No problems found. Okay, it does say there's Direct 3D enabled. Obviously, there's no AGP texture acceleration, but obviously that's... Oh, this is a virtual machine. Who would need that? Let's test Direct Draw first. Yeah. This is a bouncing white box, obviously. Yep. But doing full screen obviously has to change to separate resolution for that though. But technically we're still at the same resolution. No cursor move there. We still saw it though, so that's what matters. Now for Direct 3D. That looks pretty cool. I think that's version 7, I believe, is what it's doing. Yeah. Now on to version 8. Yeah, you can see it did lower the resolution there for a brief moment there. Kind of has to for it to work properly. Yep. Oh, darn it. Not tell you to move the cursor. Things are weird sometimes. Not the end of the world. The cursor went over there. Yes. Okay, so yeah, it worked just fine. Only problem was we had the cursor moving, but that's not really a deal breaker. Kind of find it funny though, really. But still, and well, if we go bother with direct sound, direct music, it ain't worth it. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's pretty much it. It's like I say, it does say you have to update the tools. I wonder if it still will say that though. Let's just check and see. Oh, it's under display. Huh, it doesn't even say it now. That's weird. Oh, whatever, who cares? Anyway, I don't. Anyway, enough of all that. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here for now, because I've been recording enough footage as it is. I don't know how long it'll be, but oh well. But we shall see. But anyway, but I'll probably share more of this system next time. Like I said, it's just really more of a test. I just did this really be a little bit creative. Like I said, I need the battery on the camcorder, my Unitar camcorder, obviously, for the Johnny Limbo concert. But yeah, until next time, I am Jesse Hackinson, aka Lone Like and Rock, sign off for next time. Goodbye.